very interesting podcast.
This man,
Yeah.
I'll tell you one more thing, Abhishek. I have to say, very strange to know. I'll tell you. So this man takes his first job. He goes to Bangalore. Okay. So he goes to Bangalore, and then he actually, okay, after 2 months of going, he calls me saying that, Hiten, I'm sending something to you via courier.
Ah.
I said, what are you going to send it? He said, I'm sending some movies and DVDs to you. I
Oh
said,
yeah, we should
okay,
exchange.
okay.
Yeah.
He used to send me movies and games from Bangalore, and he has sent me three animated that that figures.
Movies.
One
Oh,
Superman, no, no,
figure.
one
Justice
Superman, one
League.
Flash,
Justice League.
Justice League ka characters. He's sending it to me, and he sends an image saying that, see, this is where my workstation. See my superhero characters. Where are your superhero characters now?
Nice.
From Bangalore, this guy sends you, games and movies, and because again, you won't be, we had this TV series called as Lost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lost
Seen
season
it.
one, Lost season two,
Yeah, yeah.
and used to be very different. That JJ Abrams ka series, something very different. So we
Yeah.
used to actually watch it at our home. So this was one series. Then there was a Supernatural, which Salman and me used to, see. Supernatural was there, and then I think so. There was again jail-based series was there.
Prison Break.
Prison
Prison
Break.
Break.
Hmm.
Prison Break. So these were certain, few TV series. So this man used to download, used to collect, used to burn them and send it across. I used to feel such a sweet guy, saying that Bangalore se kaun karta hai yaar? Like seriously, man, Bangalore se sending DVDs and CDs. But it was sheer fun, that kind of, that
Yeah.
sharing which used to happen. It was like you are there, I'm here, but still, we maintain this kind of rapport with each other. We send stuff to each other, and so it was quite and even I did that. There was a time where
Uh-huh.
I have burned few movies and DVDs and send it across Bangalore. My father said, where are you, what are you doing? I said, no, sending this to Bangalore. No, this is DVD for Salman. Then he also said, acha, Salman hai na, okay, fine, send it. But Salman hai, like, you take him to Thailand also, Salman hai, doesn't matter. The godly man.
I should tell
God
him कि
mode.
you get this green color and blue color, red color, those CD writers pen, and write it
Ah,
correctly because sometimes his handwriting is a bit round.
yeah,
So
yeah,
How
and
often did you
yes.
guys fight if one of your friends scratched one of your discs?
you
Never?
know,
Ideally, we had never fought only.
we never shared with anybody.
It was
Oh,
only
okay,
between us,
okay.
we two, saying that
If
if
it was
anybody
given to
wants, I'll make
somebody,
a
it
separate
was
copy, but I will never give Salman's copy to
our
anybody.
pristine copies
So,
remain with us
Yeah,
always.
specifically
yeah.
about music, because I used to stay with my cousins, and a lot of my friends also used to live close by. So I used to give them the music that I had burned over the weekend for them to listen and tell me what they felt about the music. But more often than not, whenever I used to get the CD back, it was scratched, and
Yeah.
then it used to get stuck in the player, or maybe like if I was playing it in my deck. So I had a deck, Sony ka deck. Usme if I was playing, it used to get stuck. So that is when the fights used to happen, and then we didn't talk to each other for like a week or something. So good
We were
times, like
better. We used to make separate. तू तेरा DVD देख ले, बना ले, but ठीक है,
Yeah,
I'll
we
make
used to
it and
keep
give it to
the
you.
original copies with
Master
us.
copy.
But
Yeah,
you
they
can
were
always
called
have
master copies.
you can have the other version of it.
actually, like, so CD writers also at that time, like not everyone had it. So
Yeah.
that is why the responsibility came with me. And like I used to burn multiple copies, just citing this key, somebody would break it or scratch it or something. But then initially I had a lot of fights just because of this. And I can laugh about it. I'll talk to them and laugh about it now. But
that time,
that used to
that
happen.
song is not playing smoothly. It's getting stuck in between, and then suddenly the CD just gets ejected. One of my friends in Baba Atomic Research Center, his father's over there, BARC Mumbai, and he had Asus CD CD writer, and 52X, the fastest CD reading at that
available.
time, and it was a dangerous CD writer. It used to spit out spinning CDs live, and he was like, once I did a matrix move and it just went over me.
Over my head.
But those CDs used to be hot, huh?
Huh,
When the
huh.
CDs
They
will
used to
come
be
out,
hot.
na, it used to
They
be
used to
hot.
And he's like, it is to
The
just
crack.
like cake.
It is to crack.
Yeah,
It is to hit the wall. It is to crack. So it's like, oh, dangerous, Asus. And I knew
That's
Asus
actually a
that time.
weapon, right?
Yeah. That's
Somebody
like,
is unaware, just make them sit in front of your PC
yeah,
and then burn a CD.
fire. Yeah.
Just keep sitting here, okay? Just keep sitting here, looking at the
Cannot
rifle.
Yeah.
CD I have muh pe laga. Super fun,
But
right?
it was fun. Yes. The same way, Abhishek, I used
Good
to also
times.
give to all my childhood friends, those who are here in the, those who have been, living with me. So they are like, if you need any movie, you need any game, you need any kind of, stuff, contact Hiten and he will give it to you. And me and Salman used to have a huge loads and loads of content. So
Hmm.
people, maybe his family or my family never thought, कि यार movie हाँ ठीक है, we will get it. Songs okay, ठीक है, we'll get it. Kind of the bragging rights actually came, and it felt good. That yeah, you want something, yeah, I will give it to you. So the way you said now earlier, saying that you used to feel that the proudness used to come was
Yeah, yeah.
same thing which happened. But
And
So
it
all,
was good.
and this is all
this is like the
pre-DSL.
first. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's
Go ahead.
pre-DSL on PSTN. So your phone is dialing through your MTNL, and if you remember, Tiger Online, uh, you know, BSNL, VSNL was there. The very
Satyam Info
VSNL was
line.
there.
yeah,
There
and
was Satyam Info line which
Satyam was
came.
there. Tiger was
Tiger
there.
was free
Tiger was
internet.
free.
No, it was not Tiger. It was called Caltiger.
Cal, ah,
Caltiger
Cal Tiger, and it is free
because
dial-up,
when you're using
slow
the
internet.
Caltiger app on the top,
Yeah, yeah.
huh, but
And
on the top of a screen, the Caltiger bar used to come
bars
and
would have
it used to play
advertisement, and it used to
advertisements.
keep running there, and it used to give
Advertisements,
1 hour
yes.
free. And once I didn't know, okay, drop down 011, let me dial that, because I should dial 022 when in Mumbai, and I had 011, and I got a nice STD bill for that 1 hour that I had to dial through Delhi to get free internet for 1 hour for downloading something, where I was like, hey, don't pick up that phone, it'll disrupt my downloads, so don't do that. So
I have a story about internet also, but it obviously is after the dial-up generation. So what used to happen was like these companies like Airtel and all, they used to give out plans which was like night unlimited. If you've heard of
yeah,
that
yeah,
concept,
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
been
yeah.
there.
So night unlimited, they will charge you money, okay? And the sort of frauds that they used to do is like, okay, so I started, surfing net at night because I know it's starts the free time after 8:30 or 9 p.m. Okay. Now the problem is I kept it on and I was surfing and then I slept because I was tired. So, but the internet was on. Okay. And internet is on the entire night. And in the morning,
Till
if
6
even if you're
o'clock.
like 1 minute late,
Uh-huh.
yeah, one
Yeah.
minute late, 6 1 p.m. or 6
Oh
2
yeah.
p.m.,
Yeah, yeah.
it used to charge the entire night ka data on that.
Mm.
So I remember once, like there was a 20,000 plus ka bill. At that time, it was huge. And I was
Huge.
shocked. I was
Huge.
like,
20,000.
20,000, I cannot afford it. Obviously, I did not even use it. So why is it like this? So, and this is pre Twitter days, so you could
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even rant about it to any customer care or social media team.
Hmm.
So I called up their customer care and I said that I'm not going to pay this bill because I've been overcharged for no reason. So
Mm.
they said, no, you'll have to pay. I was like, come collect your modem, disconnect the line, break the wire. I'm not going to give 20,000 rupees at any cost. And at that time, they used to have these people who used to settle. Okay. They used to come
Recovery
to
agents kind of
obviously.
Hmm.
people.
So they were doing fraud. This is known. They were doing fraud. And this
Mm.
actually impacted me like for life. I do not trust Airtel as a brand since then.
Ah,
I just don't. Okay.
okay.
So even though I have, like, I'm bound by it using Airtel because nothing else is available in my area right now. But at that time, I had this mindset: Airtel
Hmm.
fraud. So it got instilled in my memory. So these Airtel people, they used to have, these people who used to come and settle. Like they do it for loans and all of that, right? So they came over and they asked me to, how much is the bill and why aren't you not paying it and all. It's like I've not used it for some reason. You're quoting like a 20,000 rupee bill,
Hmm.
and I've not even used it. When you claim that you're supposed to use it at night, I'm using it at night. I'm not using it in the morning, but for some reason my bill is coming this much, and I'm not going to pay. You just take your device, you go. So they're like, okay, na aapka na mera, you give 3,000 rupees.
Hmm.
Like, why? Like,
Settlement.
why are you being so generous? And like all of a sudden, like you reduce that amount. So I was like, okay, 3,000 I can, muster and pay, but then I'll get the service disconnected because I don't want it now. So they were like, you retain the connection, you give us 3,000, we'll give you unlimited data, like whole day you can use. So I was like, this is again fishy. Because, I was of the idea, if I buy this plan, next month again they'll come back with the same amount saying that now settle up, because now the data is again like, because now it's like day unlimited as well on top of what night unlimited was. So I refused. I'm like, not gonna pay. So they went away. 2-3 days later they came back and said, you don't discontinue, you keep using whatever you're using, just pay the bill, because they wanted subscribers at that time. So
Correct.
so I paid $800, but big fraud it was. Like, changed the whole mindset about Airtel as a company at that time. And till this day I don't trust them, even though like
that stigma went in. And
first experience, and it was bad. And that was like the first broadband that I actually opted for.
Okay.
Yeah, उससे पहले dial-up होता था. Dial-up was not good. So
yeah, dial-up though. I mean, I remember the same friend from BRC. You must have met him, Hiten, Siddharth. So he's into Cisco
I remember.
networking. Yeah. So me and him used to actually dial to his PC. We used to open up Windows terminal, and we could do file transfer. And MP3 could be transferred from my machine to his machine while we were chatting on that Windows terminal on the side. That was
the chat client, right?
Brilliant. That is brilliant. Able to transfer a file without traveling, without carrying a floppy or a CD.
WhatsApp of that time.
Yeah, that's a what. And then talking to him and like, hey, are you, and that this was also, we had just fresh learned Java and C++. So the first two words that come to mind is hello world.
Hello world.
So we have to enter that, and then what's happening, what's this, that, so yeah, simple times and revolutionary times. Revolutionary. Now it's all okay. You have Wi-Fi and you get it. You get internet. You walk into a CCD, you walk into Starbucks and you get Wi-Fi. And there's
I don't have Wi-Fi.
Wait,
I'm
at
single.
home. Oh, no, the actual wireless fidelity.
Yeah, got it. Just making a pun out of it.
That's
what
Wi-Fi,
I do.
You can't get to Starbucks and get a Wi-Fi. You have to have Wi-Fi and you can go to Starbucks. So
only if it was that simple. Yeah.
And then that appreciation of having a network line with that dial-up tone to VSNL with PPOE command. You have to enter the username and password yourself and go in, and then you're going to Netscape Navigator, not Internet Explorer, but Netscape Navigator. And
that was another
it has a star which is flying
browser,
on one side, and it is a web page is loading. School time, I had a gigantic ledger, okay, not a book, a ledger of any newspaper, any magazine, anything that I read. It had a website under it. I used to write down the entire URL that I will visit that site one day. I had
Do you still have that ledger now?
No. Oh, school time mein gaya. Because I was like, once I get internet, school time mein 96 mein, we had a PC, but there was no internet.
Yeah, that came later.
It came just like a year or two later. Once we had internet, that kind of caused, like what all can we do? Where all can we go? What all can we search? Like no more encyclopedias required. Everything is there on the internet. You can just, do a search on Yahoo, and then you can get some information, whatever information
Salman,
you want.
which was the first website you visited?
There was not much information on, I don't know, something was there.
I remember mine was yahoo.com.
Mine was wwf.com.
Mine was
wrestling also had
my second website was
used to render slowly, like Bret Hart is coming, iska image. The JPEGs used to load much slower.
So
My
at
second
that time,
website was Abhishek, this website which you told,
and
WWF.
WWF.com. Yeah. So we
Yeah,
used to play
WWF.com.
trump cards at that time. And
yeah.
the idea was to
Yes.
just go and check results before it came on television.
Television.
So
Oh,
next day you would have bragging rights in school that you know the results, you've already seen the videos, and a
कल
lot of people
Stone Cold
don't
और
even know
Rock का
what
मैच हुआ
happened.
कौन
Yeah, yeah,
जीता?
exactly. So
Uh,
that was the idea. And the second thing that I used to go and do at the internet cafe was play Road Rash. These two things I used to do. 1
oh.
hour spent completely over there, Road Rash plus WWF ke results. That's it.
correct. Road
Very
Rash,
nice.
Road Rash
With this
series.
WWF, Sanman, do you remember something? He must have
Yeah,
forgotten.
yeah.
Sanman actually ordered two T-shirts from USA.
Oh, nice. That was the
One,
dream, right?
yeah, one is there with
Original,
me because he
authentic
gifted me original, authentic WWF
with import
merchandise.
duty. Yeah.
Yeah, with import duty, it has
Mm.
written what and a question mark in there down, and behind there's a Stone Cold ka skull,
Stone
and
Cold
that
ka
Stone
and
Cold a fire.
316.
Ah,
316.
316, Austin 316. And Sanman and me, we have got this two t-shirt. This guy, so I'm telling you that this is very different. He's very different. Like India में बैठा है,
From
US से
US is
t-shirt
like
मंगवाता है.
commendable.
Yeah, he's
Commendable.
actually
At
getting
that time,
t-shirts
that
from
too.
US. Huh, seriously?
They must be charging a bomb at
they were
customs at
charging
that
on
time,
import
right?
duty. They did the same
Yeah.
thing for Ubuntu. Ubuntu was shipping CDs free of cost to anywhere in the world. You order one and it'll
Okay.
ship it aram se, at whatever postage it is. And I had only ordered like 50 of them because the option was there to order 50. Then I got a call from post office. Sir, iska import duty cost hai. Like hello.
आवाज नहीं आ रहा.
हाँ,
But
so,
there was also one free website, if anybody remembers. It was called contesttowin.com. There was
e-
this website long time
Not heard
back,
of it.
contesttowin.com. If you go, there was
okay.
small games, very, very small games, and you play them. If you win, you get
Mm-hmm.
t-shirts, you get freebies, you get mugs, and there's so much of free stuff which was coming at that point of time. It was huge. Just go on the website, play simple games, throw the ball, it goes in dustbin. Okay, now they will give you a free t-shirt.
Right,
And
right.
they were websites like this. There was so much of that different type of websites which came into picture. So this was also one of them, contest to win. Even
Hmm.
you had suggested me, and even we were playing on that website. And then we
Okay,
used to
okay.
check scores के क्या free में आ रहा है. That free stuff was always good.
Yeah, yeah,
आने
yeah.
दो,
Yeah,
आने दो.
correct.
free mouse pad भी चलेगा, ठीक है, okay, doesn't
Ah,
mind. Mouse pad भी चलेगा, या कुछ भी दे दो, ठीक है, fine. But that was the time. You won't believe, but we had actually seen the evolution of DVDs, the color DVDs which came now, the Sony, TDK, and there's some more companies which were there. They were in the initial start, they were quite, that colorful, and then the color used to look so
single
good,
layer,
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
dual
It
layer.
used to reflect, right? It used to
premium. Yeah,
reflect light.
The quality
It used to look
we used to
really
understand the
amazing.
quality from that. Single layer, dual layer, single layer, dual layer was like you can get 8 GB on both sides. So you can store whatnot. And you need to store it in a jewel case, or in a nice case
huh,
where nobody touches it. Nobody
yes.
else touches it.
Yeah, yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
so that.
We had some, good premium stuff, at that point of time. We tried all
Mhm.
those things, that
I'm
CDs,
from the
DVDs, and
other
then
side. I
Hmm.
never had anything
you,
premium.
you you came from the pen
Second
drive.
hand, yeah. So
You came from the
second
pen
hand,
drive generation.
second hand hardware always, like initially.
Okay.
So I had this cousin who's now in US. So he used to work, like he was obviously into tech long before I ever thought about tech. So he used to use, and then he used to build PCs for us. Basically those were PCs that he had already used, so he used to repurpose them
Hmm.
for us
Hmm.
while we were in the learning stage. So that was his idea of like, ठीक है मैं खेल चुका हूँ, now it's
Mm.
yours, you can keep it. Same we do with our cousins also. Like I did away with my PS3, I gave it to my nephew, so now he's using it. So that was the sort of hardware I was working with and while growing up. and that taught me the importance of like a lot of things in my life. So, but amazing.
Yeah.
Still grateful for all of the learnings, the experiences that I had. Amazing it was.
We used to assemble our own machines, we actually we used to graphics card, RAM, hard
Yeah, yeah,
disk,
yeah. I've done that
open
as
the
well.
cabinet and
Yeah, yeah.
open the screws and then fitting the devices. But it used to feel fun, think that you are doing your own assembling of your machine.
Correct.
That feeling of you're doing something nice, open the machine, put the wires, cables, power, then put it boot karo. Okay, now okay, chalo, now this is
Destined to be
working.
engineers, right?
Yeah, so that feeling of कि अरे कुछ किया है life में,
And
और
then
Yeah,
the
yeah. So
motherboard
it
gives
was
a
quite
beep,
simple.
beep, that error,
हाँ
and you're like, oh no,
हाँ
ये क्या था?
yeah, so
हाँ
that takes me back to my first engineer moment. Like the first
हाँ
time I ever felt like, I was doing something scientific or,
Mm.
something out of the blue like an engineer. So those cartridges that we used to get, right? Video games ke.
हाँ
Mm.
So when they used to get like broken from the side, so you used to take the case off and you used to just insert it directly, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
In
yeah,
the
I
in the
have
video
that.
game.
Yeah,
हाँ
So people used to think कि वो टूट गया तो it's
it's
not going to
gone. Yeah,
work and all of
correct,
that. Yeah. But then I inserted that and it worked. And I showed it to like everyone कि you're discarding it for no reason. It still works. So that was probably the first time I felt like, I did something scientific.
correct. We're
And I
expecting
was
something
really
else to be
young.
stored in the
Yeah.
cartridge, but nothing was. The
Yeah,
chip
yeah,
was the
yeah,
main thing.
yeah.
That was an advertisement,
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
recognition
yeah.
that this
Just
is
the
what is
games and
that.
all.
Ah,
Yeah. And then I started using markers to write like which, games were in that and all of that. So
ah, ah.
those were used for marking, even though I used to write symbols only just to understand इसमें Mario है, इसमें Contra है, इसमें ऐसे है. So that was like the first time I thought maybe I'm, you know, going towards the engineering route.
Correct.
but that was that we actually used to do that. People used to call us also saying that ये पीसी का कुछ इशू है, जरा देख सकते हो, you can
Correct.
check this and check that. And
Yeah, yeah.
and with like a technical view see हाँ इसका रैम का हो सकता है इशू, हार्ड
Yeah,
डिस्क लगता है शायद गया, the beeps are coming, I can see the light. And then then okay, then technically, and then
Yeah,
we'll say हाँ हाँ बेटा बैठो बैठो. Senior citizens they treat you like
yeah.
a, he like a techie guy, like थोड़ा leverage तो मिला था actually, that
and
Yeah,
we
kind
were
of
yeah.
like,
So
feeling what was nice.
people to this day remember me as that guy who used to fix computers, and they still
Yeah,
think that where I work, what I do currently, is exactly that.
yeah, they
So
always
they're
think
like
that. Correct.
in their
Yeah,
head, they're thinking that this
agree.
guy has a shop in Nehru Place. He sits there and he builds PCs, fixes PCs. So it's
Mm.
that sort of mindset that people still have. They don't know exactly what I do. It's difficult to explain,
correct.
but I let that thought be in their heads. Okay,
Hmm.
you still want your PC or laptop to be fixed? You can bring it to my
Yeah,
place. I'll fix it. So
right.
that mindset has never gone. And
And
even with my friends also, like who are grown up, who understand technology, still they feel that we don't care whatever he does outside of this. We know if there's something wrong with the PC, we have to call this guy.
correct.
They
So
will
it's
call
like that.
you, they will ask you about devices, about gadgets, about tech base, ये लेना
Yeah,
चाहिए, नहीं
yeah,
लेना चाहिए, इसमें कितना RAM है, ये
yeah.
screen देख, this देख, that, still people do that, because you
Correct.
did something in your past, which actually affected. It was quite, saying that, okay, you
Yeah,
did
yeah.
something,
First
people
impressions
will
last,
never
right?
forget. Yeah, first impression. Yes, 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 completely
Yeah,
agree. And you just now said about two games, Mario and Contra.
yeah, yeah.
Or
Those were,
legendary.
Nostalgia.
those were,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
were
So,
the games to
have
play.
you completed both Contra, Mario? Obviously, you must have. Like looking at Salman, he's like, "How dare you even ask me that question?"
Contra is completed. Yeah. Mario, I don't
Yeah,
remember. Maybe I
मारियो
have.
तो ऑफ
Maybe I
कोर्स
have.
किया ही होगा.
yeah, yeah.
हाँ,
So
Contra is completed.
Mario में there was a shortcut. I just want to know if people have done like all the levels and gone to the eighth stage and then took back the princess and all of that. Did you take the shortcut? Like did not do level 7, level 6, all of those, or like
I think so.
you
After
went
level
through
4 or
the
level
natural?
5 you get that na, that shortcut.
Yeah,
Level 4 or
that
level
jump.
5 pe you get.
Yeah,
हाँ.
that you go inside that tunnel and then it takes you to level 8 and then directly the dragon round.
I
So
have
that
tried both.
was
I
okay.
have tried both the ways, shortcut as well as the long cut. But it was sheer fun, playing that Mario,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
ting 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 ting, that typical sound of Mario is, and that Contra, Like, the starting stage where you're getting down from a helicopter in the jungle running towards your
Yeah.
base and everything. And it
I
it was
think
nice.
the most difficult game that I've like done is Adventure Island. It was
Huh.
infinite levels, infinite. I'm telling you,
Hmm.
it used to feel like this is the end, this is the end, and then again you start, the same journey
Uh,
again. And
he used
I
to throw
used to spend
bananas,
hours. Yeah,
if
yeah,
I'm not wrong,
bananas,
right? He used to throw
bananas,
bananas, used to be
trip on stones, and
You also get
good game. It
skateboard, na?
was really nice. Yeah,
You get a
skateboard.
skateboard, Salman, you must. Achha, you have not
I've
played.
not
Okay.
I've not played this.
Now
You have
you
not
must
played?
play this.
Okay.
Adventure Island, I have played.
Yeah, I've got that small pocket console type emulator thing, small game that you get right on Amazon. I've got that. It
Huh.
has some 500-600 games, and I'm sure that'll have it.
Yeah. So try it if you have
Yeah.
not. You're missing out on something.
Adventure
Because
Island.
Adventure
it
Island.
was the most difficult game according to me to, complete.
Hmm.
Rest I've done, Mario I've done, Contra I've done, Street Fighter also I've done. Usme levels
Yeah.
hote, right? You have to beat
Correct.
every, and then you go to the boss. And then the Street Fighters be various levels, but I'm talking about the really retro
Have you
ones, Jisme
have you played
Ryu
an
and
arcade?
Ken and all of that.
Have you played
I've
an
played in
arcade?
arcade also. Yeah.
Where you put the
Sick.
coins and then
Yeah.
you have that controllers and 2 player on the same screen.
Mustafa was my favorite. Like when we used to go and play on arcade. Mustafa, have you heard of Mustafa? It's actually Cadillacs and dinosaurs. It's called Cadillac and Dinosaur, that game. But in common terms, because we used to go and play at that, the gaming areas. You put in the coins and all, right? So the local
Yes.
name for that game was Mustafa.
Okay.
So we used to play Mustafa like that. It was super fun.
Oh.
We used to play Mortal Kombat a lot. Street
Spend
Fighter
a lot
a
of
lot.
money on that.
Oh yeah, plenty.
10 rupees one coin was, I think, at the time. And bulk mein obviously you get 5 for 25. Aisa kuch tha.
They used to have some
Good
kind of
fun.
offer. Jade coins milte the.
And plus, if you
Yes.
go to hill stations, some of the hill stations still have those,
Arcade
retro,
machines.
arcade machines. Shimla I've seen. Like recently, I went to Shimla like 4-5 years back. It was there.
And somehow
Still
It is there
I've
in
seen
Mahabaleshwar also.
with the blacked out glass,
Nice.
right? They used to have it with the blacked out glass, the arcade room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It
Yeah.
is there.
Yeah.
You have
look
played
shady
that
from
game
the
Karate.
huh?
Karate.
Kung
The
Fu.
game?
There, Kung Fu. Nee, there was this Kung Fu was one, and there was this Karate.
Okay, you walk towards one side and you beat
You walk
everyone who
towards
comes.
Yeah.
White colored dress.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played. I think it was
There's
called
a
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu was a small guy with the blue pants. That was
Okay.
different. And there's
Okay.
one guy who used to just walk, run towards from the
In one
ocean towards the
direction.
house in one direction, and then there are these henchmen coming, and you
Correct.
kick them and punch them.
Yeah. I
Ah.
completely
They were like
remember the game.
typical games. They were typical, very simple game. Don't use any brain. Just kick, fight, go ahead.
Yeah.
There used to be also this one game, Circus.
Yeah, circus was fun. I used
Circus
to
was
always
fun.
be afraid because there was fire
Fire
rings.
ring.
Yeah,
Fire ring.
and I always used to get caught in that. So at that time, my mindset was like, yeah, I'll play it twice. If I don't complete it, I'll not play again. So circus was one of those games, and my controller was like not responsive, enough. A lot of people adjust to how their controllers are. I just could not adjust to how my controller was because I played on better controllers at my friends' places, and my game did not support those controllers. So it was like, yeah, I'll stop playing the game rather than learning the curve of my controller.
But these games also were quite good. These kind of games which we played. Contra, Mario, this
Baseball was fun.
baseball, yes.
Baseball was amazing.
was one. Salman, you must
It
have played
was
baseball.
so yeah, because cricket wasn't there. So
Yeah, cricket
it
wasn't
was
there.
the closest thing to cricket. Brandlara cricket came later, I think
Oh.
2003.
Correct.
That
That
was
was
like
legendary.
a single chip, single game sort of game because it was marketed as something special, but it was fun. playing cricket
Yeah,
on
playing
that
cricket
was amazing.
and hitting a 6 and hitting a 4 and hitting
Yeah,
a
yeah,
6 and
yeah.
hitting a 4 and continuously you're like, what, this match should happen.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like,
I thought you'd play this game, Ninja Turtles, on that
yeah, yeah,
8-bit.
Ninja Turtles was super fun.
yeah,
Ninja
yeah.
Turtles. Ninja Turtles was good. Very nice it was.
So I had
So
a
there were
CD.
games, yeah. Which ones?
Shredder used
and-
to kick my ass.
Everybody's. Very tough to kill.
Yeah, Shredder was so जो combat वाला था उसमें I used to take Shredder only because Shredder was unbeatable sort of. He had some moves which were unbeatable, but in the story mode, whenever you used to face Shredder, you used to like kill you. So never complete that
So
game.
which was your favorite character from the that Turtles? Which if you want to take and
Cartoon.
then play, huh? Nee, take the character and play the game. There was also no what character like Michelangelo,
Yeah,
Raphael.
yeah, yeah.
So who was your favorite character?
The one with the orange band was Mike, right?
Michelangelo.
So I used to take Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Michelangelo.
guy with the nunchucks.
Yeah. I used to
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
either R was
Raphael.
Raphael.
Raphael,
Donatello,
or Mike.
Leonardo.
Raphael or Mike. Raphael had those.
Leonardo was with a sword.
Okay. The one which had that. What do you call? You rotate this thing. What is it called? What is that weapon called?
The nunchucks.
Yeah.
Nunchucks was with Michelangelo.
Yeah, Michelangelo.
The orange guy, huh?
Yeah.
Donatello
what was
had a
with
stick.
Donatello's stick.
What was
Raphael.
with Raph? Yeah.
Raphael, he used to have some, plus sign weapon, two weapons in his hand.
The
Yeah.
Plus
So
sign,
that
plus
was
sign weapon.
that was actually really good for combat because it used to hit like a longer range. Although it was just like psychological, they used to all behave similarly in the game.
And Leonardo used to have sword.
Leonardo had sword.
Yeah.
And leader was Leonardo, right?
Yeah.
Leader was Leonardo.
Yeah.
The one with the blue was the
Blue,
girl.
yes. Blue. No.
Blue Leonardo.
This was blue, yes.
Purple.
He
Pink
was blue.
was the girl. Pink was the girl.
No, there was
yellow.
no girl.
There was a
No, always yellow.
No, so
The
there was a girl
always
also. In the version that I played, there was a girl also.
April.
Girl turtle.
April was girl
April.
turtle.
She's a
He had
news
a
reporter.
pink.
April news reporter, always yellow.
April was a
okay.
news reporter. Yeah. And Donatello was purple.
Okay.
We used to get these juices, orange juices, called Suntop in Gulf. And uske side pay used to have these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stickers. And these stickers have to be, you have to find them. They're very rare. And we used to have this very small book with the whole story or the characters of what's happening. And you have to stick them, you stick them. You drink and you have to stick them. And then there are a couple of these which are like super duper rare. Getting that sticker were like what? And then completing of the book was very rare and very, we never did it. But yeah, that collection, that that is something. That is the dopamine that of that time.
Yeah.
But
I used to do the same thing with the Tazos.
I had Tazos.
We had a big box of Tazos.
Yeah.
And then flipping them or the collection.
It started with that movie called Space Jam, if you remember.
Yes. Space Jam.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Space Jam was coming, and these Looney Tunes were tied into that, and Lay's was, I think, a sponsor for that.
Yes.
Like they had a tie-in with that movie, so they started coming with Tazos, and that is what exactly took that Lay's brand in India. Before that, it was all Uncle Chips.
But then there's one more thing which happened. There's one more thing which happened, Abhishek, in India after the Lay's. You know what they did? So there was this Indian company which tried to have a similar kind of thing with Lay's. So they came up with a brand called a Boomer. If you must have seen Boomer chewing gum, that's the boom Boomer. They used to have one character Boomer. So they also came up with their own version of Tazos, but they had in the cardboard format. And what they were doing in the cardboard format, they were having animals. They were having, images of animals, images of places, and locations. So they had their own collection of this because I had a Tazo book. I had around 50, 60 Tazos with me. And this was a oh my god, you are a different level.
I used to eat Lay's every day.
Wow.
Even though I used to throw most of the packet away because who can eat so many chips?
Correct.
But I used to collect the Tazos and I used to hand over yellow chips khalo. Like I'm not interested in the chips. You have the chips, I'll just take the Tazo. And then we used to have this exchange things also.
You also
like,
must
I
have
have
got
this,
3
you
types.
take this, and I want that. So those
Oh yeah,
things.
exchanging of that
हाँ अगर
time.
repeat आएगा तो फिर yeah
That is a
Tazos repeat.
trump card
I have
time.
5
That
of these.
was
I'll give you one.
wrestling card.
Yeah.
But did you ever tried Star Wars के Tazos?
No.
नहीं.
You also had Star Wars ke Tazos, you had got Space Jam ke Tazos, then you had Tazos which are of Thomas Edison and all those wale Tazos also you got cartoon characters or Thomas Edison ke isme, and then you had got this Boomer wale Tazos. So I had very few, but I had got these 4 collections and I had a book. I had a book which was Star Wars official Tazo collection book. It has got
Nice.
images, everything of that main Star Wars Part 1 movie. Yes, sir. So I had that one. I actually sold it out to one of the collectors. There's one collector in India who's buying Tazos. If you have, he will buy stuff. He only wants old vintage stuff. He's asking me if you have got GI Joes. I said I
Yeah,
don't have
I
any
used
GI
to have
Joes. My
GI Joes.
mother,
I had
my
a
mother
lot of
gave
them.
my
We
GI
never
Joes
had.
back.
We always wanted GI Joes. We never got. Wrestlers we had. Wrestlers बहुत सारे. Wrestling one.
India में how much that GI Joe used to cost?
50
Yeah,
rupees.
haven't it?
No.
50 rupees.
rupees.
You, नहीं, it started from
Action
35
figure
rupees.
with
हाँ,
hands and
a
feet
small.
moving. इतना
Yeah,
size
yeah,
big
yeah.
सा.
I remember I used to buy one
Yes.
every day at one point of time. I
हाँ.
was so fascinated by that.
Okay.
People used to
One
love GI
every
Joe.
day. Yeah, yeah. So I had a good collection of like 50, 60, almost all characters which were available in India. And then there were some special editions which were available only outside. So I used to ask my Mosi, who used to stay in UK. She used to get me whenever she used to come.
Nice.
So, and the collectibles were like the planes, the ships, and all of those things that
So you got all the
went
vehicles,
into that.
everything. Very nice.
No, so my cousin, he had the ship and the plane because they were like too expensive for me. Like 2,500 rupees, I think that plane ka cost just by itself.
Wow.
And this I'm talking about when we were in class 4 or 5. Yeah, so it was too expensive at that time for me. So,
But GI Joe was good.
but yeah,
We had
GI
a
Joe was
thing.
fun. Like I used to make them wrestle.
Yeah, yeah. उनको लेके you need to wrestle only. That's all.
They can even fly, they can jump, they can do
Yeah,
whatever they want.
All our imagination.
GI Joe को कुछ नहीं हो सकता.
I had Cobra Commander, and you know what the first thing I did? I took off his mask and I wanted to see how he looks like, because you could never see that in the cartoons. He never showed his face, right? They used to always cover it. And trust me, I was so disappointed when I saw his face. A very generic looking guy.
Correct,
and like shit
That
scared.
intrigue,
And then I could
correct.
I could relate the voice of the Cobra Commander with the cartoon version, and I was so disappointed. I was so not this guy's voice,
Correct.
because he had a very shrieky voice in the cartoon. So that way, we need to do a whole different episode about cartoons, man. I have a lot to share when it comes to that.
Lots.
He-Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja
DuckTales.
Turtles, Chip and Dale, Tailspin.
Tailspin was a DuckTales spin-off, right?
Tailspin wasn't.
No.
So
Louis and basically he's flying a plane.
Three core characters they had: Goofy, Mickey Mouse, and Donald Duck. So
that
every other series spinned out of them. And Tailspin is a redone of the characters which were in Mowgli. Like if you see Bagheera and all of those, they're all there. Balu is Balu only, and then Bagheera is not there, but Sher Khan is there.
Sher Khan is yes.
Yeah. So and the monkey, I forgot his name. Louis is also there.
Those cartoons were
in
quite
Mowgli
good.
also.
Quite simple,
Louis and
quite
Mowgli
good,
as well.
Easy
so
to
that
understand.
So that is basically a spin-off of the Jungle Book. I'm calling it Mowgli because that is what we learned. Yeah. So it was called Mowgli in India because it used to come on DD National and we used to watch it. Half an hour ka
Everybody used to watch
and
it.
And it was dubbed in Hindi. Yeah, it was dubbed in Hindi. We never saw the English version at that time. Now it's there on YouTube, but that time this was like the whole and soul cartoons before cartoons came into our world. So
we used to come back from school and 5 o'clock to watch DuckTales. And sometimes there used to be Thundercats, and that was like
what? But I'll tell you, Salman, in India, you won't believe the first time. Being in Bombay, we did not have this channel, but I went to my Masi's house in Pune. he had this channel Cartoon Network.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they had Cartoon Network, and I was like, I stay in Bombay. I don't have Cartoon Network. You have got Cartoon Network. And there used to be cartoons played 24/7.
Correct.
You name the cartoon and they have it. They have got
Correct.
Speed Racer. They
Actually,
used to have Space
yeah.
Ghost.
So when it started off, Cartoon Network was like a 5 hour thing. Like not 5 hour. It used to be till 5 p.m. Then TNT
Till
used to
9,
take over.
9, till 9 o'clock.
No.
After 9 o'clock,
First
acha,
phase was till 5 p.m. Then it
acha.
extended till 9 p.m. Then TNT took over. Then it became like a separate entity,
And
separate
then it
channel.
became WCW Monday Nitro, the wrestling. If
Yeah,
anybody is
after
seeing
9
that.
p.m. After 9 p.m.
After
Yeah.
9 p.m.
After
Because
9
I used
p.m.
to
I
watch
used to
that.
watch that as well.
uh,
But I was never a
Goldberg.
fan of WCW. I was always inclined towards
But
WWF.
but
But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Abhishek, there was one thing which used to always happen in WCW. You know, one guy is getting beaten by three guys, then three guys will run and come and try to protect him. You know, always that kind of good guys, bad guys.
NWO, NWO,
Huh. New World
that is,
Order.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was taking off at that time
They
when
were
we were
competing with the
that age.
WWE.
Yeah.
You can have a whole
I used to
WWE,
watch.
WWF or wrestling universe.
Versus WCW.
Because I mean, we had posters, we had this, we had that. We used to watch
But
every
Salman, I'll tell you,
VHS
you
that used to
know,
come out. We used to watch
Salman
everything.
Goldberg,
Yeah.
na, the character Goldberg in WCW was like at another
Invincible.
level.
Yeah, he was never defeated.
Invincible.
He was always undefeated. I mean,
He was still invincible until
Yeah.
like in one match his back gave out.
yeah.
No.
Then he
No,
lost.
there was no back issue. I'll tell you. The issue was he had a match with Kevin Nash, and there was Scott Hall, the Razor Ramon guy, with him. So what happened? They had a taser, which which the policemen use in the
Yeah,
US.
yeah.
So they actually tased him, and that's how
Yeah.
he was defeated. That was the first match he got defeated.
He was
Or else
defeated.
you, or else you watch each and every match. He like he gives his signature was jackhammer. He is lifting up the person and then he's
Yeah.
piling in jackhammer he uses. So, and I'm telling you because I used to watch WCW also. I was like crazy behind wrestling. So and if there was after the this WCW around by 11 o'clock 11:30 used to be over, then used to have the classic English movies on TNT channel.
TNT. Yeah.
And TNT channel on classic all classic English movies used to play. And if for any reason the episode was
Black and
not
white.
able was there, if today's episode is a repeat of some other episode or there's something else, so next week they will have back to back 2 episodes. So from 9 o'clock you start 11:30, then 11:30 another episode will start, go up till 2 o'clock in the night. I have
Correct.
seen this entire journey, of like, and they used to have cheerleaders dancing. That was the first time you must have seen,
Yeah.
that
So
the girls dancing on
even
the stage.
even in the video game, those
Huh.
cheerleaders were there. If you
Huh.
played WCW Nitro or Monday Nitro or something like that, that was the name.
But they
So
had
cheerleaders
good
were there in
characters.
that. Yeah.
Sting the wrestler was there, and
Kevin
Hulk
Nash.
Hogan was there. Hulk Hogan then
Even
came here. Diamond
Big
Dallas
Show,
Page.
Big Show before WWE,
WWE. Huh.
he was in WCW and he was called Giant over there. So he was also there in that game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lex Luger was there. Lex Luger was there in WCW. Then he came to WWE. There's so many, wrestlers used to just be here and there. I'll tell you for wrestling also, we have a separate topic because there's so much.
So maybe we should do a dedicated episode on this. And
I'll get my brother also. He's also a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
You guys
More
have
the
seen
merrier.
NPJW?
No.
I have
New
heard of it.
No.
New Pro Japan Wrestling?
Wrestling,
No.
right? Yeah.
CM Punk is from there, but I know.
No. CM Punk is from ROH. ROH.
No, he had
CM Punk
performed in New Japan.
He has.
Yeah,
No.
he has.
And the Canadian
But
guy who does that
initially
star thing, he was also performing
Kenny
there.
Omega.
Kenny Omega is from there and all that.
Star thing.
Star was the Canadian guy with the long hair. The stunts guy.
Switchblade.
Jericho.
No, not
Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is from Canada, no?
He's from Canada.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one more guy.
So the last point that I was, having in my mind is like we discussed all of the topics, but we did not discuss like which of our games are, the absolute favorites when it comes to retro or like modern or both. Like if you have any. if you're currently gaming, then which ones are they? So let's start with Hiten, maybe, if you want to shed some light on that.
Uh, as we discussed, so retro games, games like Red Alert, Yuri's Revenge, or Unreal Tournament and Max Payne, all those kind of games are kind of good games and good.
If you had
And
to name one,
currently, Yuri's Revenge,
Yuri's Revenge. Okay.
strategy, yeah, strategy and good. And I have an Xbox One console with me, so sometimes do gaming on that. And right now playing Forza.
Okay.
Nice.
So Forza is good. Good
Forza
graphics.
5, right?
Yeah, the latest one, yes.
Okay.
I'm
The
also
latest
playing
one.
Forza 5, but I play it on my PC.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
I have
Good
four.
graphics.
Yeah, decent graphics.
Yeah, yeah.
Good frame rate. HDR is nice.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, Salman, your take. Favorite game
Mine,
back then
mine, it's back then. Yeah, I still have that Yuri's Revenge. Then there is, of course, Counter Strike, because that was the first home
Hmm.
LAN party I ever hosted with my PC and my roommates or friends in Bangalore. And it was popcorn, Pepsi, pizza, biryani. You order that. We were playing it for 7 hours, 12 hours. So that is not many times, but what we did was, I keep remembering it, and I keep telling it to everyone. We should do that. We should do LAN parties at home. That, and now it's Battlefield 2042. It's PUBG and it's Counter Strike taken to the next level with ultimate graphics and way amazing gameplay. So yeah, but I'm playing Battlefield since Battlefield 3, 4, 5, all that. And then now 2042 is the future version of it with all future weapons, guns, and also fast paced. And you need to, yeah, pretty good
Hmm.
Okay.
on Steam.
Nice.
And you, Abhishek?
Yeah, so I would divide it into three sections. One is the Super Mario days with that console. So I used to have, I think, Media was Media company used to have like
Yes,
consoles, right?
Media was there. Yeah,
Yeah,
Media
yeah.
was there.
So at that time, my absolute favorite was obviously Super Mario. So those were the games when we were growing up. So
Hmm.
that was my absolute favorite from that genre. So I completed it, end to end. That was a whole lot of satisfaction for me as a gamer. Uh, Coming to the future, slight future, I would say. Road Rash was one of my absolute favorites. I used to sneak out money from my parents' wallets, go to the internet cafe, and play Road Rash. And
Hmm.
it wasn't even winning the races or getting new bikes and that. It was about kicking people,
Yeah, getting the
and
chain out and whacking the other
yeah,
person,
chain and
kicking the
baseball
other
With the
bats,
person.
weapon.
and that hitting was like the absolute favorite of mine
It is stress
at that
buster.
times.
It is a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
fun stress buster.
I only wish it had like a multiplayer, but that did not
They didn't. Yeah.
exist in Road Rash, at least the
Mm.
version that I played. So it was really amazing. Like it gave me like a full satisfaction
Yeah.
kicking people after
Yeah.
school hours,
Yeah.
and then going back satisfied, and then on to my homework. So coming to like current setup, I've recently started playing again. Beach mein I had like 10-year-old hardware, and then I had a time with PS3 also, but those
Hmm.
are not my good enjoying wala phase in terms of gaming. So I
Mm.
Hmm.
recently got new hardware and I've downloaded a lot of games, but the absolute favorite that me and my close circle look forward to each year is FIFA. And we have like a really
Hmm.
competitive streak within FIFA. And I'm an absolute football fan, so that also helps with that. So
Okay.
those are the three sections I would divide my gaming into.
Very
Nice.
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 Yeah,
Yes. But
Cool.
good that, we all three are into games still.
Yeah.
yeah,
We take out
yeah.
time to play, like connect with people, play games, and keep yourself occupied in something else rather than work.
It's a good
Correct.
escapism. It's a good stress
Yeah.
buster. The amount of focus you suddenly need, maybe you don't get it through other mediums. The kind of fast reaction that you want within gaming. Maybe not. You'll never get it anywhere else. And sometimes when there's a real issue or a real incident, maybe at work or somewhere where you're out, where there's some hazard or whatever, you get to react like this because you have your brain
functioning like that.
Function fast, think, and get it done. And then sometimes people freeze, and that doesn't happen to gamers by default.
Yeah,
You
it does
freeze.
not. Quick reactions everywhere.
Yes.
And that zoning out thing with gaming is like the perfect thing. That is why I play. I don't necessarily play competitive unless it's FIFA.
Yeah.
But that zoning out after work is what really helps.
This is the kind of bliss which you want. Like you are at your peace and calm, and just playing something nice. That's what you feel with games.
Correct.
Completely agree on that. Yes.
Yeah.
Good,
but we must have a session in future where we all are playing one game, kind of maybe
PUBG.
PUBG or
So
any other
PUBG
some kind of game.
something that we can do.
I'm up.
I'm not necessarily really good at it, but it's like a learning curve for me since I've been out of first-person shooters for a very long time. But looking forward to that. Let's have our own Discord and let's start playing.
Sure, done. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. I think we had a good, fruitful session on nostalgia, on gaming, and
gaming. Slight touches of gaming.
Yeah, and we'll continue more. A lot more topics planned for the next one within this. So thank you, Hiten, once again for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Hiten, for joining us today.
And
my pleasure. Nice meeting you, both the guys, and enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Totally lost track of time, and sun's gone down. Let's get back.
The Sunday's over, man.
The Sunday's
biggest thing.
My
Sunday's
son has
over.
also gone down to play now. He's like, father is doing this, I'll let you go and play. So he's also gone down and he's playing right now. He's like, Papa is doing something in the room and he's talking with his friends or something. So he's like, okay, chill, fine.
Sunday.
But
Sundays
good to connect with you guys, discussing these topics and kind of coming with so many things which out there, very nice. We must do this again with some many more topics.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So that's the plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Perfect. Okay, interesting.